Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Tech of Tomorrow. I'm Eric, your host. My co-host is JJ from ASUS, and today we're going to be taking a close-up of their new motherboards for Haswell. And now we're going to be taking a look at the ROG series, which is Republic of Gamers, geared for those folks out there who want the absolute most out of their gaming motherboard. So, JJ, what's up?
Yeah, no, definitely. What's up is that we have three of our brand new ROG series motherboards that are going to be launching as part of the Z87 chipset. So as always, we're really excited about bringing ROG to the table in terms of the product stack, because we feel that it's going to be providing, the enthusiasts the best of the best, not only in terms of tweaking, tuning, performance options, but of course a special set of features that really complement the gamer and the enthusiast that kind of is looking for the best of the best, the most innovation when it comes to giving them, competitive advantages, more performance-oriented technologies, or, new layers of flexibility at tweaking or tuning their system. So for the core launch, we're going to be having our Extreme board, which is the top end on ROG. We're going to actually be introducing a new board in terms of ROG, in terms of the value segmentation, which is going to be the Maximus Hero. Correct. Hero versus the Maximus Extreme. And then lastly, we're going to have the Gene. So if we kind of consider a little bit of the lay of the land, Extreme has historically always taken precedence as being that kind of the flagship board. It gives us the most expansion in terms of the amount of PCIe connectivity. It has some very specialized features really geared towards the tweakers and tuners and overclockers out there. But it's also targeted to the guys that are really looking for the best of the best in terms of individual componentry that they're going to expand upon with the board. In the past, where we've had Formula, which Formula will be coming soon, but won't be launching initially with these three boards, Formula and Gene have made up kind of that focus at the hardcore or the real focused gamer, where we've had specialized technologies in terms of networking as well as audio and other specialized designs. Hero is kind of aligning with Gene at being at a more aggressive price band. In the past, we've tried to talk about Gene being really the value point for ROG, at saying, look, if you're looking to build and get the benefits of what an ROG board has to offer, don't just be limited from the perspective that Gene is a micro ATX SKU. Look at it from the aspect, 90% of users, they only use one single GPU. Yeah. If you're talking about that at the same price band, you're getting a board that maybe just has a couple extra slots. It could have inferior audio, not as advanced network connectivity. It doesn't have anywhere near of maybe the power component quality or even the supplemental ROG features.
So FX sound will be on this Gene board.
Yes, Supreme FX continues to be there. But, some people always kind of were, when I'm thinking about building an ATX system or an entry-level system for gaming, if I wasn't thinking about doing small form factor, they weren't recognizing that Gene was that kind of entry-level option that we were being able to provide. So that's where Hero comes in. Hero is kind of defining a real big point for value for us in terms of being able to give you all the key things that make an ROG board, but at a much more aggressive price point.
So come with a cape?
No, it doesn't come with a cape.
I think it should come with a cape. I'm just saying.
But, before we touch on a lot of the things that really make the Hero a special board, let's go ahead and take a look at the Extreme on the top end side.
All right.
So, in a lot of ways, you're going to continue to see aspects that look very, very similar to what you've kind of come to expect with the Extreme series boards. You're going to have, of course, a super high performance VRM section. That's our Extreme Engine GG3 power design. So you've got the Nichicon GT black capacitors. Those are 10K rated. If you remember on the mainstream series, those are 5K rated.
So it has twice as much life.
Correct. And this is actually then 5X compared to what the competitors are using in the marketplace. So that's giving you an outstanding level of performance in terms of lifespan. Plus, they offer significantly lower and higher temperature tolerances. That's going to be important, especially for the guys that are pushing their systems or running multiple GPUs. You're just having that much more comfort in the fact that the components that are on there can comfortably run in more hot or even colder environments if maybe you're putting this unit under extreme forms of cooling.
Now, also, JJ, like with cards like the Matrix and such, will those still work the same in this? You'll be able to hook those cards up directly to the motherboard, just like traditionally the other series were as well?
Yes and no. We've actually made some changes that the Extreme is actually smaller. It's formal. It's actually fitting within the standard ATX dimensions, but we've gone ahead and moved some of the specialized functions like VGA Hotwire and Sub-Zero Sense, which we had before, off the board. But that doesn't mean that we've taken them away. We're going to be touching on a very special item that we have over there in the corner called the OC Panel that will allow us to go ahead and touch on a lot of new functionality that we're introducing for our ROG series boards. But continuing on with the Extreme Engine GT power design, we've got the 10K caps. We have these super high performance, what are called Blackwing inductors. So these guys are rated for 60 amps apiece. And like always, we stress that it's not about quantity, it's about the quality and the design of your power topology. This board has already done over 7 gigahertz and 3700 megahertz on memory, in our maximum performance testing. So it goes to show you, once again, in terms of the world record performance that you have capable for you, that the power solution that we have is unmatched at being able to just give you outstanding performance and flexibility at making sure that you have stability and great power delivery. And the great thing is you're going to get this consistent high performance power implementation across all the ROG SKUs, even boards like the Gene and the Hero. So that's a really nice touch to know that you're not getting anything dropped down just by dropping down to the board. You're still going to get that great ROG kind of DNA consistent across all of these. And from there, of course, we continue to use ultra high performance MOSFETs and drivers to round out the power delivery solution. Now, this is going to be a 4-way capable board, so you're going to, of course, have 3-way and 4-way expansion support, or if you're running only 2 GPUs, you get the optimal layering effect in terms of being able to have spacing even with 2 triple slot based cards. So that's a nice touch. Of course, you got a huge amount of SATA connectivity, 10 SATA 6G ports, and a ton of expansion. Now, if you remember in the last generation, we had the M combo module, which allowed you to have Wi-Fi and an M-SATA. Yep. We actually have now a new generation M combo module, which we'll show you guys a slide of because we don't have it here on hand. But this board will come integrated with 8211 AC, but instead of M-SATA, we've transitioned it to the latest generation specification called NGFF, or what some people are now referring to as its correct name, which is M.2.
M.2?
Yes. M.2 is a new standard for ultra small flash storage. The benefit of M.2 is, as opposed to being linked into a PCH or a SATA port, it's actually directly linked into PCI Express. So it has the option and the capability of offering you lower latency and even higher potential throughput. So we're really excited to be the first vendor that's interfacing this new M.2 support on our M combo modules.
So M-SATA has already pretty much come and gone.
Yeah, it's transitioning away in terms of being a specification that's going to be rolling out. And for the Extreme board, as well as for the Gene and the upcoming Hero, they will support the M combo module. So you can have that on board. In terms of the rest of connectivity, of course, you get what you would expect in terms of USB 3, integrated Intel gigabit Ethernet, and a ton of rest in terms of expansive connectivity. I mean, you got all your fan headers, which once again are, of course, controllable within the UEFI or within the software. So with that, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about a very special accessory that's going to be coming included with the Extreme board.
This thing?
Yes.
This thing?
Yes.
Something you want me to hand you this?
Sure, why not?
All right, here you go.
So this guy right here is the OC Panel. So the OC Panel is really an awesome piece of hardware that we've been working on for a long time. If you guys remember, we've had kind of a trend of always doing new and innovative ways of being able to tweak and tune the motherboard. We've had things like the original OC Panel, which kind of went into a bay and had kind of like a screen. We've done an OC Panel that was limited to the Extreme community. We've had ROG Connect. If you even remember back to like the Rampage 2 days, we had onboard tweak it controls.
Exactly.
And it's funny because we've seen competitors copy some of these controls even on current generation products, and the reality is we've done more work with the enthusiast community than any other vendor, and onboard controls that give you full real-time control functionality. Even though we had a small set of users that really appreciate it, yet they found that almost nobody was using them. That's the reason why we actually transitioned away all the way back on the Rampage 2 Extreme, and when we launched the Rampage 3 Extreme, we killed all those controls because nobody was using them. And we went ahead and we integrated ROG Connect, which we still offer on the boards in terms of giving you that full hardware level control to monitor, overclock, and tune your system via USB enabled product like a tablet or or a desktop or a notebook. You have the ability to directly control it while it's in game or while it's running a benchmark. But maybe some people don't want to have to be limited to having to have that type of device connected and on hand. So we wanted to evolve something, and that's what we have here. So with this little guy, it's an awesome handheld unit that gives you a lot of functionality. We have a full VFD display that gives you real-time information such as your temperatures. It's going to have your frequency information, your voltages. We now keep the Sub-Zero Sense and the VGA hotwire technology, but we integrated it on here. So you can see right here, this is for the Sub-Zero Sense. And then from there, if we pull this off, then we go ahead and we have the VGA hotwire technology, so you can still link in the graphics card directly to this and be able to have advanced level, voltage control. You're going to have even direct digital control similar to VGA hotwire that will work on any graphics card as long as it's using a digital controller. We've got 4 fan headers here, and we even have our advanced slow mode and special overclocking related technologies on here that you can go ahead and switch on and off. So it's your slow mode.
That was my slow-mo.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So from there, of course, you have the ability that you can dynamically increase your BCLK or your ratios. You can enter that in, and it's all hardware-based, no software required. Now, this is really awesome, right? But at the end of the day, what happens if you're somebody like me that overclocks, tweaks, and tunes their system? But I don't bench, right? I don't necessarily need something handheld like this.
Yours is all inside your case, right?
Right. I run everything inside my case, and this is cool. But I might not necessarily, actually be able to take advantage of it all the time. I could maybe connect it to my board and maybe kind of have it sitting on my desk, something like that. But what we wanted to try to do was complement not only the extreme users but the normal users. So what we've done...
Is it a transformer?
It does actually kind of transform. So it will also come with this actually 5 1/4 bay adapter. And what we can do is we can go ahead and we can adjust it like this. And we can do this. And then now you can install it directly inside your chassis. And with the flip of a switch, it will change from extreme mode into normal mode. So normal mode will give you a whole different set of information, such as CPU temperature. You'll be able to make adjustment to your primary CPU fan header to change it from maybe like performance-oriented cooling to silent-oriented cooling. If you want maybe a quick one-button overclock, you can go ahead and just press that button to be able to overclock your system. You can turn on and off the actual display.
Does it have any built-in overclocking profiles that you can set that you can actually go back to and remember?
You actually can. You can go inside of our UEFI and you can define your own profile so that you can load it at that touch of a button. So it really speaks to actually the enthusiasts out there, not only from normal everyday users, but also the extreme community. So we think that we've actually really provided a high degree of flexibility and value to different people in different segmentations, but with one device.
And a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, 100%. So this is a really cool, awesome piece of hardware. It will come included with the Maximus 6 Extreme, but be fully compatible with the rest of the ROG lineup. All you need to do is it'll just be a basic little cable that connects to the bottom of the unit and then connects to a special header on the actual board, and from there you'll be good to go. So with that, let's go ahead and maybe move down to the Hero.
All right.
So Hero, we feel, is going to be a really, really special SKU in the respect that it's going to allow users to be able to go into the ROG product line at a significantly more aggressive price point, and be able to still be able to take advantage of all kind of the key things that really make this an ROG board. So you're still going to get all the ultra high-end component quality that makes it ROG, right? You're still going to get awesome fan control functionality. You're going to get an Intel NIC. You're going to get our Game First packet priority software, which allows you to optimize to get better performance in terms of reduced ping, lower latency. You can tune this for anything from downloading your applications to streaming to general web browsing. You can go ahead and have great management over that high-performance Intel iSeries NIC. Because just like in the mainstream
series... Is it
series,
automatic, like through a GUI, where you just go ahead and click it and automatically changes the way that it works with the packets?
100%.
That's awesome.
And you can also go ahead and manually optimize it for different game profiles. So if you want to go in there and, let's say, modify it for Battlefield 3 and make specific tweaks and adjustments, you can go ahead and do that. Even if a game title doesn't exist within the application, you can go in and you can map it to any executable you want to always be able to take advantage of it. The other cool part about Game First is that it's not limited to just the Intel network controller. If, let's say, maybe, 6 months down the road, you decide you want to buy like one of our high performance wireless adapters, whether it's a USB based adapter like a PCI Express based adapter, Game First can be mapped to any network controller. So unlike sometimes other more limited solutions which are only specific to one controller, we can map that to any type of networking device that you have on your system. You're going to, of course, get the exclusive Supreme FX audio design as well. But one thing that's going to be really special is that we've also, for this generation, not only maintained the Supreme FX audio implementation and even brought in some of the higher-end features that we had on the Formula board, like the Elna audio capacitors, but we have a brand new exclusive feature called Sound Radar. So you guys are actually going to see a video that we're going to overlay here, so keep in mind that this is not a finalized version of the video, but the cool thing that we're going to have within Sound Radar is it's a real-time detection of in-game related sound.
Which shows you a really cool thing is like who are shooting at you, how many people are shooting at you, bombs going off.
Yeah, and we can map it for actually different types of things. So you can imagine right here in the Counter-Strike engine, you're going to see that it's detecting everything from gunshots to footsteps to bombs. And so you can imagine if maybe you're taking a corner and you have multiple people shooting at you. Before, you might have not known how many people were waiting there for you, but now based on Sound Radar's information, you're going to be able to prepare yourself and be able to take those guys out before they're able to get to you. So a whole new level of kind of functionality and versatility that we feel is just taking our audio design to that next level and really speaking once again to that gamer demographic of giving them best-in-class audio designs. And that is going to be on any one of the boards that feature our Supreme FX audio implementation. So moving past that, of course, we're going to continue to have a great layout in terms of Connectivity and expansion, you're going to have SLI and Crossfire support. You're still going to get 8 SATA ports on the board. And you're still going to, of course, get onboard buttons such as debug LED, restart, power and reset, as well as our advanced like QLED technologies, USB BOS flashback, USB 3 boost. So you're going to get all the hallmark stuff that you always expect on now on an ASUS Class Series board, but everything else that makes it ROG. There's even going to be some really nice software where we've made updates to both Daemon Tools Pro and Kaspersky Antivirus, where you get the latest versions of those. And we've even added really cool software such as RAM Disk. We now have the ability to fully take and map your memory and create your own localized RAM disk on your system, and it's not going to cost you anything because the software comes included with the motherboard. So of course the benefits and the performance of running something directly from RAM are pretty self-explanatory.
RAM disk is very, very fast.
Yeah, so that's going to be a great level of functionality that's offered there. So rounding that out, we can take a look here at the Gene board. So pretty much, Gene has always represented the best of the best when it comes to small form factor motherboards.
Board, yep, exactly.
So if you're looking to have no compromise in terms of connectivity, overall like overclockability, and just robust feature set on a board, the Gene takes the cake.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. Is there really any difference though between these two boards other than the bottom PCI slot? Are all the features pretty much the same? Because I'm looking at the boards, these two boards look pretty much identical, and when you move up to this one, you just take the sound off, you get a lot more expansion for your video cards and more USB support, but these two look really much quite a bit alike. So
not most definitively, it's very similar to the mainstream series. That's one of the things that we pride ourselves on. We don't want you to feel like you're getting a compromised value, right? You're going to get the same high performance, Digi Plus power design, the Extreme Engine Digi 3, right, with all the same capacitors, with the same inductors, the same chokes. Technically, the Gene is positioned above the Hero, so there is some additional optimizations and layout on the hardware side.
So this board is actually considered a higher SKU than that board?
That is correct. Because it does offer the M Combo module, where the Hero, to be at a more aggressive price point, doesn't come included with the M Combo module.
So it's smaller and has a better SKU.
Yeah, so I mean, even in terms of maximum tweakability and overclockability, the Gene board is going to actually be a little bit better than the Hero. But keep in mind, all these boards are all fully capable of hitting what the maximum is that Haswell has to offer. Yeah. I've done personally on every single one of these 4.8 gigahertz plus with 2800 megahertz memory on 4 DIMMs on every single one of these.
Yeah, there's no sacrifice whatsoever in the overclocking element. All these boards are going to be able to overclock. They all have the same chance of hitting those same clock speeds no matter which one you use, correct?
Yeah, it's all coming down to the CPU quality as well as the thermal solution. If you're ultimately looking for more granularity and even more precise level of controls, as you move up to, let's say, something like the Extreme board, you're going to even have that much more flexibility at how you can tweak, tune, and define your overclocking parameters. But in terms of the capability, they're all super robust. Although I will say Extreme has some special hardware designs that just take it to a whole nother level. So what you would come to expect there is pretty much everything we've also discussed, with the exception, like I said, this one also includes the M Combo module like the Extreme board, but it won't but it won't come with Wi-Fi integrated on it. So it'll be just like the previous Gene, where you have the M Combo module. So if you want to put in your own mini PCI Express to have Wi-Fi, or your own flash storage, so you have integrated flash storage connectivity, that'll be available to you. You just have to take
third-party manufacturer, correct?
Yeah, whatever you want to go ahead and integrate, it's up to you. Whether you want 802.11 AC, you want dual band N, you want maybe 120 gigabyte drive for caching, or you want a 240 for full OS, totally up to you. So the Gene's going to be an awesome SKU, comes with the same software set that we've also described here, and also fully compatible with the OC panel. So that gives you a bit of perspective, I think, on terms of what we're doing with ROG. An awesome outright series of boards. I mean, if you take a look at the software feature set, it's unrivaled. The UEFI, which we're going to do hopefully some coverage here, talking about all the new functions we have inside the UEFI, is going to be really impressive. ROG has even more specialized options on top of that. One killer one for you guys is that Secure Erase. If you're familiar with Secure Erasing an SSD, we now have Secure Erase built inside of the UEFI.
That gives you like government level encryption when it clears the drive off?
Actually, it allows you to regain the performance for an SSD after it's become degraded over a certain period of time.
So instead of defrag, it's kind of like a defrag type of thing for an SSD?
Similar, a little bit different, but ultimately it allows you to recoup and maximize the performance, getting your SSD back to about 100% performance. Before, you had to use maybe special toolboxes, or you would have to use third-party programs and boot into like Linux.
And that's built into all those, or just this board?
Built into any of the ROG series UEFIs. Okay. So we're going to do something separately on UEFI. Make sure to check out that video, guys. There's going to be features in there that you're going to be totally blown away by. And like I said, one of the super special ones outside of things like GPU DIMM Post, Tweaker's Paradise, our DRAM profiles and CPU level up options is going to be that secure erase. So overall, ROG bringing a lot to the table.
And also, JJ, you said there's going to be one more board coming out for the ROG series. What's that? Is that coming out like a month or so?
Yeah, there's going to be a slight delay in terms of that it won't be out immediately launched. So for a lot of you guys that have always been interested in the Formula board, it's kind of being that the ultimate gaming motherboard that's really focused at giving you that super high-end audio integration, great networking technologies built in. We're doing something super special with the Formula. So, make sure to keep it locked here to Tech It Tomorrow. You guys will get the opportunity to see it before too many other people. And we're really excited about bringing that, but it'll be coming about a month after the launch. Okay?
Right on. So that's it, folks. Really exciting stuff coming up from ASUS and the ROG family, as you guys can see. Stay tuned to the channel because we got lots of videos, and it looks like the dog wants to be in the video. So he's hopping up and making his appearance. But I'm Elric. Hope you guys appreciate JJ being here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let JJ know you appreciate him. And we'll see you guys back here on Tech It tomorrow for more Hasbro goodness.